Hi there. Thank you so much for listening to Grounded in Maine today. My name is Amy, and I have two guests today. I have Holly Berry and I have Lara Grauer, and they have their own businesses, and they have combined forces. That's the word I was looking for, to have an event in July. And so we're here to talk about that, but I also want to hear about, everything that they're doing because they're doing great things. So Holly and I have known each other for a year and a half ish through the Passionistas and the
That's
Passionistas
such a hard word to
Project.
say.
Don't only say it once, Amy, because you're gonna mess it up. And we've been talking farms and stuff for quite a while. And she does so many cool things. So Holly, you have this like whole tech
Yeah.
part of you, and you also do floral arrangements. And I mean, along with the floral arrangements, like I attended a class that you did where you taught about green burial.
Yeah, yeah,
So you're
yeah.
like multifaceted for real. And Lara and I just connected through Holly. Lara is a photographer and beautiful, beautiful photography.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so Holly's business that she and Lara are working together is called A Natural Design, and Lara's is Lara Grauer Photography. And together they are doing the Bloom Edit. So, welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for coming to Grounded in Maine. Please tell me all about the Bloom Edit.
Definitely. So excited to be here. We've been looking forward to this for weeks now, and being live in the same room with you, Amy, is wonderful because I love texting you and I love talking to you, but this is just that third, window in of connection. But I'd love to let Lara talk about it a little bit. Without her, it wouldn't even be happening, and she did a lot of great work and research for how to describe it for the public on the landing page she created for it. So yeah, I'd love to have her do that initial question if you're okay with that, Lara.
Sure. Yeah, of course. This is something that I was inspired by a friend of mine that I know in the photography industry who she did during COVID. She did this rainbow series of portraits, and it was all self-portraits because she couldn't really get in the same room with people,
Of
but she
course.
wanted to keep working. And she knew a florist, and they would put together these things that were all monochrome, and she did all the colors of the rainbow with these beautiful floral arrangements. And it just sort of inspired me to want to try something like that. And it's been a few years, obviously, since COVID, and I've thought about it, and I've reached out to some florists and tried to think, well, what if I just went and bought a bunch of flowers? Could I figure it out? And it hasn't happened. And so I went to a networking meeting, and it was a group I'd known about for a while, but I didn't know about Holly. And it happened to be a day she was doing a presentation, and she talked about a photography collaboration she had done. And all the lights went on. I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe this is my chance.
Collaboration,
And
photography. Yes, please.
right? I know. And so
Meant to
I
be.
introduced myself and asked if she'd be interested. I showed her one of my inspiration photos, and she was like, oh my gosh, yes. Like, no hesitation.
Instantly, yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that was kind of the birth. And from there, it's just sort of kismet, I guess, because I happen to be turning 50 this summer. And I usually do a self portrait around my birthday. And Holly's schedule was such that she was only available right around my birthday. And so
Hmm.
we're like, okay, well, my favorite color is purple. And since it's for my birthday, we're like, sure, let's do purple. I mean, it just sort of all fell into place in a short conversation. Um, so I'm looking forward to it on a selfish level, but I'm also really excited to invite people in to participate and take advantage of this opportunity.
That's so fun. I mean, it's going to be so great for people visiting, but also like what better way to celebrate your 50th by
Yeah.
this whole like honoring yourself and doing all the things that you love. Like
Mhm.
that's like the best gift ever.
Yeah. I'm excited. So thank you, Holly.
I'm excited too. Spoiler alert, Lara said we could stick her in the headdress and have her like actually be one of the models. So I'm really
I
excited about
love
that.
that. I love that. And so, Lara, was that your first networking group that Holly happened to be talking at?
I've been in a lot of networking groups before, but it was my first time at that particular one. Yeah, it just happened to be. If I had gone a different day and Holly hadn't presented, I don't know that I would have thought to ask. So
That's
just the stars
amazing.
aligned. It was
I
Yeah.
love
perfect.
when that happens. That's so
Yeah.
fun. Wow. Okay, and so the Bloom Edit floral portraits, honor yourself. I, and the date is July 17th, you said. And this is
Yes.
in Washington.
Yep, Laura's
Yep.
photography studio is in Greenwood, Washington, so it'll be on site there July 17th. And she has a landing page on her website, so if you want to read all about it, and I think it eloquently explains how you're walking into another world, the way it's stage set with the flowers and the wearables and the flowers around the individuals that will be modeling. And so people can sign up or reach out to her on her website if they're interested in participating in it.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. All right. And so, how about a little bit about your individual businesses? Can you, I mean, how long have you been doing photography, Lara?
Oh gosh. I started doing like one-off gigs for people in 1996. So I've been doing this forever. Um,
Like right
I
out of high school?
well, technically I was in college, but yeah. So I was a theater major, and a lot of my friends needed headshots for their acting auditions. So that was sort of my gateway, and I did a lot of random stuff along the way. And then I got a part-time job at The Picture People, which was a nationwide chain. I was an assistant manager for one of their stores for a while. That was sort of my I'm auditioning, but I don't want to work in food service. So I got a portrait job. And yeah, then I ended up starting my own business in like officially with a license and everything, not cash under the table, in 2006. And then I was living in the Chicago area. So I moved out to Seattle in 2007 and restarted. And then it's just been going ever since. So it's been a long time.
And so it's mainly it's portraits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a time where I was looking to do weddings and things, but I never really took that piece never took off. And I just really love portraits specifically. Photographing people to put them on the wall is what I'm most excited about because that's the stuff that you look at every day. You walk by and you remember every day, and makes it just has more longevity. um, Weddings are great, but weddings sometimes end, but your family never ends. You know, your kids are forever. They're your heart and soul. And so that just warms me up. So
Well, and
that's what I like to do.
portraits feel so intimate and like you get to know the personality a little bit.
Hmm. Yeah.
Awesome. And Holly, I know I already mentioned that you've been doing a lot of stuff, but like the floral part, how long have you been working on that?
Yeah, I originally worked at my first flower shop in like 1994. I think I'm 2.5 decades into the experience, and building that. And relaunched in natural design in 2019. In the garage, we moved it into an actual warehouse studio, I believe in like 2021, and have been able to grow our team. Now we have a teeny, powerful little global team between the US, a couple of us in the US, and then someone in India, someone in the Philippines. And
Whoa.
yeah, and are excited to be able to do things locally with Lara and people like her that want to collaborate or have events, but then also really build out our DIY US drop ship to the door customers as well. We're starting to dig into that in our team meetings weekly now.
Oh my goodness. That is a global That's really big. That's a big deal. Wow. Okay. And are you still doing the funeral home stuff, or you're not?
I will keep my licenses. I actually was talking to Laura right before we went on with the sustainability aspect of it, and the class that you or the talk that you were able to be in on for natural organic reduction, I was licensed to do that. It's called NOR for short, for human composting. So when it comes to like things that are green and sustainable, in other fields and other, facets of my professional life, that directly applies because I learned how to do composting, and I'm now volunteering at a local garden where I help grow flowers and have that composting cert experience to go along with
The full circle.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So a natural design, I love the name of that. Like it's so, and your flowers are lovely. My goodness. I feel like, so tell me with the flowers, like you do drop shipping and stuff like that, but like, do you do events? You must do events.
Yeah, when we decided to stop trying to do the to-the-door daily orders, I decided to still do event orders, and it's a lot more eco-friendly because you only order the products or flowers once someone is invested and put a deposit down. So that's another talking point for sustainability, is it's a lot more eco-friendly because you're not throwing out as much. You're buying just what you need for the event, and right. That's been a great transition. I've really been happy with that change to just focus, at least for the local clients, on doing the events only. One of the gals that works in the studio is asking about like remote traveling to do events, and there's a total business model for that where big events will fly in florists and have them staying at the hotel for it. And I told her if there's a company that wants to pay for us to do that, I'm okay with that.
Right. Well, I mean, so it's not just you, it's all the flowers, right, that have to travel?
Yeah, with the bigger events like that, normally they'll have, like parades and like they have the Northwest Flower and Garden Show here in Seattle, and it's like one of the biggest shows, flower and plant related, west of the Mississippi. But they'll bring in the staff, and then whoever's in charge of it will usually have connections to be able to order. So if they don't, the florist can definitely help them with that, but a lot of times it's getting the people there, and then also from the growers and wholesalers getting the flowers there as well, and then making sure that the schedule lines up well for all of them.
Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine how much planning that would take.
I talked to some florists that have been in like management roles with like the Rose Parade, I think is what it's called in California and stuff, and they definitely treat it like going to a Burning Man concert. Like 5 florists will like get a hotel room, and some of them don't mind sleeping on the floor just to be part of that parade build.
Yeah, it just sounds like so much work. Just like so many balls in the air to keep track of. For me, it sounds very stressful. But I'm glad that people do that. Just like people move cakes. I'm thinking of like wedding cakes and people, all the tears and all the stuff that goes on it. Oh my gosh. What if I feel like I saw something where someone literally traveled like on the subway with a cake. And
oh my gosh.
Like, no. I can't hold myself up sometimes. No. But that's so organized. And I love that you do that. I think it's just so, and I love that you're open to all the options, which is really cool. So then the Bloom Edit, July 17th in Washington. What's the green?
I'm in the Greenwood neighborhood of Seattle. So it's in Seattle, the north end.
Okay. Okay. So if anybody is in that area, please check that out. And so tell me more about the event, the Bloom Edit, where I know that you guys were both thinking about collaborating with someone. And so how did this all come together? And like, what's the plan with this?
Yeah. Step one was the initial concept. And as many of our customers do from the floral perspective, provider part of it, Laura created or found some Pinterest inspiration images. And so from there, then we took that. I generated some more accurate to her concept AI generated images to help get from the initial Pinterest finds over to something that actually embodied more of what her idea was on it. And then once we had something that was usable, I was able to create a shopping list essentially and get an estimate, which is similar to what we do for quotes for customers as well. And I utilized my event coordinator to help with that. And so we got the pricing for all of it. We put it in a proposal and we sent it to Laura along with the timeline for the build. So the week of the 17th, there'll be several days behind the scenes that things will be happening, including at our warehouse here, some of the faux flowers, silk flowers, things that I want to have done ahead of time, like the headpiece, and then we just stick a few fresh flowers in at the last minute. It will happen at our warehouse here. She's kind enough to let me actually have some of the stuff shipped directly to her studio so people can get a little bit of behind the scenes, like what's going to be used in creating this set design. And then we'll have a day for setup. I might have some extra support staff to help me with that. And then the birthday day flowers, and then the actual for customers on Friday. And then we got to tear it all down and get it all out of there.
I mean, that's going to be a lot easier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the teardown.
It does not matter.
Right. Yeah. And the day itself, so I work a lot with makeup artists. And so we're going to have two makeup artists on site to do people up so their makeup jives with the whole thing. I'm buying some dresses ahead of time so they'll have wardrobe options that they don't have to bring from home that will match the color and the tone and the concept. So it's really it's a whole experience. The building of the set they don't get to be a part of, but they'll walk in and I mean it's just going to be all purple explosion. So purple backdrop. We've got actually like a mossy floor that we're planning, so there's some green in there too. And then Holly has these sculptures planned that I'm really excited to see come to life. And we've got the headpiece, so it'll be professional makeup and then the photo session. And depending on the timing of the day, I don't want anyone to feel rushed. So for each person, it'll be different. They might get to look at their photos the same exact day. Like as soon as they're done, just get back in their street clothes and pick their favorites. But if not, well, I'll have them come back the following week and make their selections at that point. But it's just going to be really unique. And the wardrobe plan is really to kind of feel like you're part of a flower arrangement. It's not like here I am looking pretty with flowers next to me. It's going to be I am in the arrangement. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it.
I'm imagining like Anne Getty's adult style.
Yes. Yes.
That sounds
I like
really
that
fun.
comparison. That's good.
And so is this for women only, or is this
No,
anyone?
anyone who wants to.
Okay.
I mean, I think mostly women would be interested, but
Right.
no
And
reason it
so
has to be.
anyone who's interested in being pampered and feel like they're in a field of flowers,
Absolutely.
part of a flower arrangement, yeah, because that does sound very pampered. Like it just sounds like something that has not happened before. Um, all right, and so the goal is honoring and appreciating self,
Hmm.
and through that, so is there like, do you have people that are like pumping people up, like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful, let's just add a little bit of, a little something something, and oh my gosh, you just wait.
I think that that's like a planned component, but you can't help but say things like that because it's
Yeah,
just gonna, I mean, when people come in and get their makeup done for a photo session that they've decided they want to do,
right.
there's definitely I sometimes I fight with myself on makeup just because I want people to know that they're beautiful
They
without
are.
it.
Yep.
So it's not needed, but if it helps you feel more confident and if it helps you feel like you're highlighting your best features or you're putting your best foot forward, then by all means, we should do it. So it's very personal. And in this context, I really feel like everybody should do it just because we want that color harmony. But yeah, it just happens because it's amazing what a makeup artist can do for someone. And the transformation before and after is just like, wow, it's just
Yeah,
incredible. And it's fun, it's free. It's just like you get to play again, feel a little bit more of that childhood joy that we so often forget about and don't go out of our way to find.
for
So,
sure. I love that the aspect where you're like, you don't need makeup, but if it
yeah.
helps you to feel more confident, that's that's everything. That's awesome. Good for you. All right. So tell me more about the day.
It'll be constant flow
I'm very
state.
jealous right now.
I know. I wish you lived close and you could come hang out for
I
it.
could not be more far away right now. Except maybe in the Philippines or India.
Right. Yeah. 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 I imagine it being like many of the other collab photo shoots that I've helped with, but there is this amazing thing that happens when a team who's been planning something but hasn't physically worked together comes together for the on-site. And it definitely is that kids in a sandbox but grown-up style. And there's this actual researched psychological state called flow state, and they have all kinds of research on it. You can Google it and try to find the research, but it's kind of where the time drops away and it goes really fast and you don't even realize it's been 4 hours because you're in that state of play. And there's this, emotional high that can come with a good team when there's no drama and you're creating something together in the moment that is going to be amazing, and you get to share that experience and have something afterward to look back on as well. And so that's what I'm looking forward to the most, is some of that comes from the people, engaging with each other in that way for the day of.
Yeah. Do you think that you'll do a basket and be like, okay, phones in here. You're not touching your phones while you're here. We're
I
just
don't know.
playing.
There's so much good behind the scenes to get. Like, I usually fill up my phones. I have one for the studio, one for myself, and then I'll probably bring my little camera as well. So I don't know if I could put the phone away and still have all that be captured. Yeah,
But like the guests, to come in and say, this is about you. This is not about,
Yeah.
you're not sharing this with anyone else yet.
Yeah.
But that might be fun. Just like let it go. Stop thinking about that. This is
Yeah.
you today.
Just be. Yeah.
That would be fun. Okay. And so you had said, Lara, every life is a masterpiece that we get that we get to design.
Mm-hmm.
And that just
Yeah.
is
That's really that's my philosophy, my reason for doing everything that I do. I'm one of those weird, hopeless optimists, and
we need those
I,
bad.
I mean, I know some things suck, and that's okay. I get that, but we are here on this earth, and I feel like what's the point if we're not having fun? And so I really want to share that message with people that there's no reason to be alive if you're not enjoying yourself. And so it's important to be intentional and looking for ways to enjoy yourself. So for me, photography is awesome because it's fun to do in the first place, but the finished product is a reminder of what's important and why you're here, and lets you go back to those moments that make you feel something, so you can, moments pass you by, and if you don't capture them, they're just gone and they fade from your memory. There's stuff I try to think about, and there's vacations from my childhood that I completely can't remember. My parents tell me I went somewhere and I have no idea about it, but if there's photos, I remember.
100%. That's me. Like I forget everything, but if you show me a photo, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember we had blah 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 to eat, or there were animals there or whatever." And so if there's no photo, there's no memory for me.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
I also have kids that are in college now, so I'm doing the whole empty nest thing. And man, those portraits of our family as they were growing up are so important and valuable because I know I did that. And I wouldn't forget my kids if I didn't have photos of them.
Right.
But it just lets you travel back. It's like a time machine. You get to go be in that moment again.
Hmm.
And it's just, I don't know, life's too precious to just not plan and not be intentional about designing it in a way that you feel good. When it's over, you're like, wow, I did all the things I wanted to do. I don't
Right.
want to have regrets later, and I hope that other people won't too. So if I can influence that, that's what I'm looking to do.
I especially love the word intentional about this description because it's not just chance. You are
Hmm.
making this happen because you deserve it, because you need it, because it's about you. I just love that word, everything about it. And I think I think it's so important. I mean, we need to have those optimists because some of us can go down the dark holes. And we need you to offset us. I'm saying I'm us.
Yeah, I'm married to one of those down in the dumps kind of people who just is very pessimistic and cynical, and we balance each other out. It's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good deal. I mean, you had said a lot of things in your guest form that were just really, really good. So you want to inspire people to love themselves
Hmm.
and forgive their imperfections. That stuck with me right there because it's not just about loving yourself. The forgive your imperfections. Tell me about that one a little bit.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Everybody is perfectly imperfect. There's everything about the world is the way it is. And like, I don't know, it would be nice for things to be different, but if they were different, then everything else would be different too. So, and there's also just that self-confidence piece where people doubt themselves or they hear criticisms in the world. They observe other people and make judgments, and then you assume people are judging you. And it's okay. I mean, there's not a single person in the world who does everything exactly right. And I was at the Burke Museum yesterday, which is a museum in Seattle, and they had this whole section about garbage, about waste and passing of time. And like in the late 1800s, people, the amount of waste they generated was like 25 pounds per person per year. And like
Wow.
now it's like in the thousands of pounds of waste per person per year. And I can beat myself up about that, or I can understand that I'm not the one who puts the strawberries in a plastic clamshell thing. I'm eating good things that are good for the world to be eating plants, and I'm not, good for my body. But somebody
Hmm.
it's out of my control. So I have to be willing to just forgive because I can't fix everything. And when it comes to myself, I'm having a bad hair day, or I have a zit, or I don't like the way my nose is when I smile, or whatever it is. And I don't know, it's just who I am and how I am. And it's one of those, like, if you're here living, you might as well be happy and making the best of it. And so forgiveness is the only way to get there, because otherwise we just make ourselves miserable.
Okay. I love that. That's not easy to do, but it's good.
No.
I'm glad to hear your take on that.
Yeah, it is not easy. I definitely don't feel like it's easy, but it's really important to remind yourself that you can't control everything, and you overthink it, and then you just kind of want to kick yourself all the time. And it's not your fault. It's just the way the world is set up. So if you're doing your best, then that's all you can do.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Holly, what are you most looking forward to on the day in
For
July?
the photo shoot. It'll
Yeah.
be really great to see Laura's studio for the first time. And I love doing photo shoots like this. So, when we finally get to the point where someone puts that headdress on and you can see everything that you put so much work into coming to life, that's like the woosah aha, like, yeah, it's coming. You just gotta keep plugging away till it happens.
Yeah. That moment when they see themselves, that will be pretty spectacular, I'm sure. Just like to see yourself as other people see you, I think that's usually that's a hard part to do without actually seeing it, like in your head. To, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that people say a lot. That I if you could see you the way that everyone else sees you,
Right.
and so to be able to have that experience and just like feel all of that, that is going to be pretty special to watch happen. And you
Definitely.
guys are
Yeah.
making it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we
and
are.
I think that's one of the parts about photography that I love so much is that people walk in here and I'm like, all right, let's do this. And I know a lot of times they're feeling like, oh, this is awful. It's awkward. You've got that thing pointing at me and there's lights everywhere. And I feel so
Exposed.
self-conscious. And then when you see, like, when you see the final photos, it's like, oh gosh, I didn't realize it could look like that. I didn't know, like, wow, that's what people see when I walk in the room. So I really try to show people their best, the best that they can be. But I'm biased and I really do feel like everybody is beautiful. Everybody has a good angle, and that's what my job is to find it and show it to them.
Yeah. Gosh, I love that. And so, are all the flowers going to be purple, or like different shades of purple and white and stuff like that, or?
Yep. All purple. All purple. The only other color that we're bringing to it is the greens that are attached to to the purple.
Okay. And what flowers are being used?
So we're gonna have orchids and the big allium purple balls, and then we'll see what other ones. I'm shopping for some good deals, and so Laura's open to have like pretty much as long as it's a purple flower, it can go. So we'll see what else I find. But I also ordered some purple roses, and there was at least two or three other one that's called Misty, and a few other things that are in the shipping coming our way.
Lilacs are blooming here in Maine right now.
That smell.
Speaking of purple. Okay. Okay, so you had also said, Lara, you said you get to be here. You get to be here. That's really powerful right there. And you said the foundation for living respectfully and paying it forward. Or so I guess it's appreciating that you get to be here, and then the foundation for living respectfully and paying it forward. So that last part, the paying it forward. Can you talk about that a little bit? Like, what do you mean by that?
Sure. Um,
It was a few weeks ago, I know.
yeah. I guess my sense of what I was talking about in that is that we're it's more of the, you like finding joy in your experience, but when you focus in that direction, you end up being more compassionate toward other people and trying to open your heart to what their story is and figure out what makes people tick. And then if you can share your joy and your kindness with others, then you're going to lift them up, light them up so they can spread it to other people. So it's really a matter of just being as positive as you can and supportive as you can. I know that there's some very real problems in people's personal lives and in the world in general. So it's not to deny any of that, but even amidst all of that, we need to be human and connecting with each other. That's what we're built for, and that's how we can help each other through the tough stuff. So that's, I think, what I mean by paying it forward is just kindness and compassion and just connecting with your fellow humans.
Right. And I would say also, to be open to let someone to pour into you if you are
Hmm.
feeling that negativity weigh you down, but to let someone else sort of pour into you, and then you can share it, then there's so many, like self-help phrases that can go around. Like, I know one of them that I love is you are the sum of the, what is it, the four people that you spend the most time with, that type of thing. And so,
Hmm.
you surround yourself by positive people that will lift you up when you have a rough day or whatever. But I think that if you are if you are just feeling really down and you're not allowing someone else to feed into you, then you're not doing anyone any favors,
Right. Including
yourself or
yourself.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, I'm really excited to see the photos from this. And I can't wait to hear how awesome it was. Um, so, again, July 17th, this is in Greenwood, which is a
Seattle,
part of
Washington.
Seattle
Yep.
in
Hmm.
Washington. And it is called the Bloom Edit. This is floral portraits for anyone who would enjoy that. Um, and how about, let's see, what does the word sustainability mean to you?
Sure. Yeah. Do you want to go first, Laura, or do you want me to go first?
Go for it. I was just
Okay.
talking.
Yeah.
Holly's like, I want
So
to go. I want to go. I can see you like wiggling.
so sustainable, some of the practices that we use at the Floral Studio is to try to reduce waste where we can, reuse and recycle. And some of the things that we've done to reuse and recycle, I've found a event photographer and like balloon artist that is a half mile from our studio. So all these purple flowers that are fake, silk and plastic, she's going to be able to use them to make arches and other things with it. And then as far as when we have the fresh stuff, it can be composted, and if some of them will last longer than the tear down of the photo shoot. I have like 50 people at the garden community that appreciate flowers and will happily take them and let them live out the rest of their cut life cycle as well on people's tables and desks and windows. And we also do little things, so people can donate vaseware to us. And I have people at the 212 business networking group where I met Laura, and shout out to everyone there, that will randomly bring me vases to the
I love
business
that.
network. Yeah, and it's just a thing. And our neighbors and friends and stuff like that. So instead of buying new all the time, a lot of times I'll go to secondhand stores and also use what people give me as well. So little things like that add up. And I like how Lara went into, you can only control so much or affect so much. So it's like within the realm of what we can control, that's where we make the decisions, when it's also a smart move, and implement practices and policies for that with the team. And shout out to the team too. So Jenny and Ali and Anil, thank you so much for making us what we are and helping us grow.
Yay, team.
Yeah, for me, c- c- sustainability, I almost said compost.
It's right in there.
Yeah, sustainability has, I think, layers of meaning for me. I think there's the obvious green, just earth friendly angle of things. And I think about that actually a lot. Right now, the world is kind of into acrylics for photography. There's like acrylic blocks and acrylic wall hangings. And instead of using glass to cover portraits, they'll use acrylic because it's lighter for shipping and
It won't
it
break.
won't shatter
Yeah.
for earthquakes and stuff. And I just can't bring myself to to do it. Acrylic is a pretty word for plastic, and it's like not for me. So um, I don't offer anything acrylic in my studio. I do everything I can to minimize waste. If I'm having things shipped to me, I try to order things all together. So I'm not getting lots of wrapping and things. And so that's definitely something that I think about a lot. Thankfully, I'm producing art that's longevity is high. I mean, it's 100 years or more. They're archival pieces, so it's not going to be just thrown in the garbage in 5 years when it's fading. So I think a lot about that. But I also, the word sustainable is like long lasting and ongoing. And so for me, there's also that component in just making memories and connecting with the people that matter to you. And that in itself is just life continuing on through generations and legacy and all of that. So um,
Mm,
it's at the heart of everything I care about.
yeah. I mean, the long lasting, it's such a gift, photos in general, but like, there are so many, gifty things that I was just telling my friend the other day, like, and I'm sorry if you were the person that does this, but if someone sends me a card for any reason and it just has a signature and there's like nothing meaningful, it goes straight into the recycling bin. Like I don't have room for stuff in my life that is doesn't have meaning anymore. And so I love, the gift of photos to self
Hmm.
or anyone else. Like that's,
Hmm.
talk about long lasting and meaningful. Okay. How can people find you? Find, the Bloom Edit, find Lara Grauer photography, find a natural design. How can we find you guys?
Yeah. So our handle on most socials is the little A at symbol and A natural design. And we're on most of the big ones. And then you can also visit our website to then go find the socials as well because they're linked in there. So it's just 3 words, a naturaldesign.com.
You can find me at laragrauerphotography.com, and Lara is spelled Lara. Um, my Instagram handle is at Lara_Grauer. And I'm on Facebook too, but that's kind of weird. Instagram's more my style, more where I hang out. Yeah, and the Bloom edit, if you go to my website, laragrauerphotography.com, you can either do slash the Bloom edit with hyphens, so the hyphen Bloom hyphen edit, or go under projects in the menu and it says the Bloom edit, and you can just click on that.
Awesome. And I'll have links in the show notes, everyone. So, my goodness, this is so exciting. I really wish that I was closer, but I cannot wait to see photos and hear all about it. So please, you guys, keep me in the loop.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
But Holly Berry, Lara Grauer, thank you so much for being here talking about this and for all that you're doing for people. I'm so glad to have you here and learn about it.
It
Thanks,
was,
Amy.
yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you.